Hey, this is Noah. This is the 100 subscriber special. Yay. Originally, I was considering doing, like, I don't know if anyone actually bothered to look at the 50 subscriber one. It was, like, 50 seconds of me just kind of staring at the camera saying, I have 50 subscribers. Thank you. I was considering doing that at every single little interval, you know? But, I had the idea to respond to comments in a video. I usually will respond to comments anyway in text, but I think there's something a little bit more substantial about me actually shouting people out and responding to it, so thank you. Let this be a show of appreciation for how many people actually watch my videos and comment on them. In the past, when I've tried doing YouTube projects, I've never seen this level of response, and I'm honestly kind of surprised that people actually watch and do it. Not to, knock on wood, I don't want to jinx it, but I genuinely do appreciate it. So thank you. And the other people that appear on my channel with me too enjoy seeing it as well.
That's me!
That's him on my couch. First order of business, let's start right off the bat. The most important comment I've ever gotten, the most fair, the most honest, from Solura, if I pronounced their name right, on my video talking about the Gatekeeper in Fire Emblem Heroes winning the Choose Your Legends round 5, I think it was. Saying, yeah, he won. Now clean your desk now. Okay. Let's do that.
I'm just saying, why don't you give up the rap game and pull a Chad Muska, become a skateboarder, and then as you're famous for skateboarding, become a rapper. Huh. That's what color your desk is. Make sure every disc is in its case. You lost a subscriber. What if it was the dude who told you to clean your desk, and now he'll never see this?
Dang, I hope she sees this.
I'm sweaty.
Why did you say that like it was a question?
300 subscribers will play Skyward Sword. Not on stream or anything. We'll just play it.
Yeah, can you imagine that? Like, somebody does, like, a subscriber special, but very specifically, they don't say, like, what they're gonna do. You don't say it's gonna be on stream, everyone's like, yeah, let's go sub to him! Quick, get Reddit on here! And then you do it, and you're like, yeah, I did it. I just didn't stream it. Did you think I was going to?
Listen, I'm gonna
Listen,
start telling
I don't make smart decisions. I know that this objectively would have been a great source of content and good ad revenue, but I don't make money.
Skyward Sword is my life!
On a side note, what I love about his comment is specifying that he won. I'm gonna respond to this. This is gonna sound negative, but I don't mean it in this way. There's a lot of people that respond on my videos where, let's take for example, the video where I'm talking about the localization of Famicom Detective Club, me essentially asking for it. It was prior to the announcement that it was actually happening, and I was simply talking about how it would happen. A lot of people will comment on my videos suggesting, like, letting me know, be like, yeah, dude, have you seen it? And some people are kind of, passive-aggressive, and I'm like, okay, but, like, a lot of people will respond in a very fun way. Let me see if I can find one of them. Hold on. This is one of my favorite comments, and it's on that video from, I assume it's Jose. Forgive me if I'm saying the names wrong. I have no right to complain about that or suggest that I'm any better because my last name is quite hard to pronounce. Jose Rachi. I hope this guy is having a good day, and if he hasn't already, to watch the newest Nintendo Direct with a little smiley face. Warms my heart when I see that. Which, on that note, I love reading the comments when people inform me of stuff, because there's a lot of times where I don't always get all the information, maybe to a fault at times, but I love reading them because sometimes people actually give me valuable information. Somebody was telling me about, and I actually responded to it, that they were getting the original voice actor for Ayumi Tachibana, one of the protagonists for Famicom Detective Club, suggesting that in one of the installments they had on the Satellaview add-on for the Super Nintendo in Japan, they had voice acting play over the radio, and they actually went and got those people. Admittedly, I have not verified that, but I will trust that, and if I'm wrong, I'll probably put a correction on screen so I don't look like an idiot. But that was really cool. I didn't know that. I didn't think to even look into that. So, thank you to, I'm sorry, brother, I don't know how to pronounce your username. Kadir? You got some Norse pagan stuff going on here. That sounded offensive. I didn't mean it to sound that way. A couple more comments regarding Famicom Detective Club. People saying that, Adam Habib saying basically that, oh, you know, when you said it was being made by mages, you mentioned Steins Gate, caught my interest. I'm glad that it did because it caught Brian's interest too, as I said in the video. So, I'm quietly hoping that people who are familiar with Steins Gate and mages will gravitate towards it, and it will actually garner the success that I imagine the collaboration was hoping to achieve, just in namesake alone. Otherwise, why would they, you know, make such a big deal about it? A couple people have suggested that I try the fan translation, and I don't know if I responded to it, but I actually have. So it's really neat because I've played about maybe a few hours of the sequel. I was a little bit upset that I couldn't play the first one. I'm sure there's a reason why it hasn't been translated, but I played through the second one, the prequel, a few hours in, and when I saw the trailers and the recent overview, it was kind of cool because I could sort of have the direct comparison in mind of, oh, okay, so here's the difference. That's really cool. On my Fraymakers video where I'm talking about all of the characters that I would like them to do, sort of the thought process in prioritizing which inclusions to have in the roster, a lot of people commented on it, you know, suggesting their preferred characters, and a lot of them really good picks, but the most important comment, no tea, no shade, not dogging on any of the other comments, I'm just saying, to me, the most important one was Captain Nukem saying, so Jazz is good, right? It is. I did a real quick video. I don't know if that's like actually like a fun concept. Let me know if it is. Just the real short videos talking about a simple concept and just doing that. I talked about the idea of Ayumi Tachibana in Smash Ultimate, right? In short, Ayumi Tachibana, one of the protagonists from Famicom Detective Club, was at one point considered for the roster of Super Smash Bros. Melee, but for a number of reasons was dismissed. And what I'm trying to suggest, I think, in the video is that much of those restrictions do not apply anymore. We got some people who are suggesting that it could be a thing. Musashi X96 goes on quite a large list to defend it. Famicom Detective Club is a beloved series in Japan with a cult following in the West. Remakes are going to be coming out, released internationally, okay? Understand that Ayumi Tachibana, one of the main reasons was the fact that she didn't have notoriety in the West, which even in and of itself is kind of a lazy response, no offense, Sakurai, because you included the Fire Emblem cast. Although, admittedly, they weren't originally going to, so I guess there's wiggle room to suggest why. But now it's not even relevant because characters are going to be coming overseas finally. Sakurai is a fan of the series, and they would also go to be a representative for visual novels. Now, whether or not deserving, because admittedly there are other visual novels that are far more popular. Imagine if we got a character from Clanad. You play as the one wife character, the main love interest, and your only move is to die. Let's go. But on that note, for a lot of the commenters that go out of their way to inform me of things, I really appreciate it. On one of my videos where I'm talking about Virtua Fighter 5, somebody went out of their way to explain to me sort of the landscape of people's response to it. And I really appreciate this because I'm a big fighting game player. I'm not like so like in depth that I go like to all these tournaments, and I'm not like super great, but I really love fighting games. And Virtua Fighter 5 and Virtua Fighter in general is something I've never gotten into, and with the announcement that Sega's going to be pushing for it, I wanted to get into it. So hearing somebody go out of their way to explain it to me and like the situation, I really like it. So thank you, BCDC123. I feel like I was having a stroke while reading it because I wanted it to read like AC/DC. Haha. I'm assuming that was the joke. On another one of the Famicom Detective Club videos, I think it was the one where I'm like, I guessed I was actually right about the localization. Fernando over here is just, congrats, man. And I'm like, thanks, man. Sometimes I get confused because there are a couple of people who will comment that it'll be kind of malicious, but I'm like, I'm usually very patient with them because, you know, I'm sure everyone has their reason for doing so. But there was one guy, his comments, you can't find them anymore because I think he deleted his account. But me and my brother used to get a couple of good laughs because they were just, like, unnecessarily aggressive. Like, I don't know. Snail anime art, you remember me talking about that, Drew?
Yes, I do. I saw one of them.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun because, like, I would, like, for a good period of videos, every time I'd post, they were right there. And I always thought to myself, once is okay. I get it. You know, you clicked on a video, you thought it was going to be interesting, and, you know, it was a thing. Second time, sus. Third time, why are you subscribed? You know what I mean? Like, why do you keep, like, why do they keep coming back? You know, I'm like, if you really didn't like my videos, why are you...
Because
it's almost...
people like to be angry, and I like to be angry at you.
Okay, anyway, so I like to think that there are some people that have grown up on the internet and in, like, forums, so they literally have learned communication through the art of being salty. It's kind of like when you have people on League of Legends who are very, like, not English speakers, and the only English words they know are F you and you're disabled.
Is this your way of saying you're doing League of Legends content now?
No, I'm good, thanks.
Welcome to the League
That's
of
a cash cow that I'm not willing to sell out for, at least not right now. Maybe in the future, I don't know. The point is, sometimes I will read a comment and I'm not sure the intent. There was a video where I was talking about the Panzer Dragoon stuff. I think the initial release of Panzer Dragoon Saga on Stadia. Or maybe not even on Stadia, just in general. And I made a comment about it, or maybe it was just a Sega-related video. I don't remember. But I made a comment in the video that aged kind of poorly. Because I had said that playing Panzer Dragoon remake... I said Saga earlier, I just realized. I'm on crack. Anyway,
Cringe!
The Panzer Dragoon remake at the time was only on Stadia and the Switch. And the Switch version runs like doo-doo. And the Stadia version actually ran okay, assuming that you have a connection that can support it so it doesn't look like grainy mess. Right? It actually has acceptable loading times. I actually finished the game on Stadia, as opposed to the Switch. It aged very poorly because now you can get it on Steam, so if you have a good computer, you know, bzz. So somebody responded to it saying, you meant Steam, not Stadia for Panzer, lol. And this is another example, one of those where it's like, well, at the time, you know, it was the case. I didn't know it was going to be that way. And I responded very honestly, but it became clear that they meant it as a joke. And I'm like, oh, okay. It's the trouble with, like, text. Sometimes it's, like, hard to tell. I've seen, like, on Reddit, sometimes they'll do /S if they're being sarcastic. I remember years ago I heard on the radio, yeah, that's a statement, where somebody was trying to get a new Unicode character made for sarcasm. And I'm just like...
stupid idiot.
Right. I'm just like, oh, okay, so that didn't happen, but now we invented this new thing called /S.
Which I hate.
I enjoyed reading a lot of the comments on my Stadia-related videos, because a lot of the times I'm used to hearing the negative conversation regarding Stadia, so when I see the comments that are very supportive of it, it's like, oh, okay, cool. Especially, like, if I'm being honest, you know, when my video popped off about Cyberpunk 2077 and how I was going to get it, literally just because of the controller deal, I was worried that's like, oh no, now I have to be a Stadia content creator.
Stadia Stan is still a good name.
You shut your mouth. And it's not that I don't like the idea of being Stadia, but if I'm being Stadia, what? If I'm being honest, there was a fear, especially at the time, that if I was going to have to only do Stadia-related content, and that was all that was going to be well-received from me, that is not going to reach the major kind of audiences that I want to. So I sort of shifted to suggest that I will cover all kinds of video game content that I do. And I'm going to treat Stadia with the same kind of parity that I have for everything else, because I think that's fair.
That's so cool of you. Imagine not being biased. Kind of awesome.
But Aaron Smith over here is saying, I love my Stadia. Been with them for a year, no complaints. I like the way that we worded that. It made it almost sound like, I guess, like a company, like a business. Yeah, I've been working with them for a year now.
Was that the Aaron Smith that did the dancing song?
I don't know, maybe. Y'all can keep them consoles. Another comment that I really liked from Leo Berisha YT, I assume YouTube. Love your voice, subscribed. That really hit home a little bit because I'm a vocalist as well.
Simp!
Shut up. Go die in a hole. Anyway, I'm a vocalist, so sometimes I get self-conscious about my voice, but the idea that someone was like, oh, hey, I really like your voice, that's why I'm subscribing. I'm like, oh, okay, that actually made my day when I read that. So thank you, Leo. Andy Hall said, never changed, mate. I want to see you with many thousands of subs, but delivering this exact standard of content. Nothing brightens my day more. Honestly, if I didn't know better, I would have thought that was just spam, but thank you, man. Can you tell I'm cherry-picking these, just like the nice ones, you know? None of the, like, really... Well, like, okay, I guess I'm not entirely cherry-picking because, like, the thing is...
Snail Art took care of the cherry-picking.
Right. Like, he dropped off the face of the earth. But, like, there are a couple where it's, like, a bit more, like, serious discussion. I did a video about Fatal Frame and how we might get a new one, potentially. And I found that the comments were very... they were of one mind, most of them, but I don't know much about Fatal Frame, so it was a very enlightening experience. Like I was saying before, I like it when the comments sort of let me in on these communities because I don't know much about everything. But the Fatal Frame ones, it seemed to me that people didn't like when Fatal Frame came over to be part of Nintendo stuff. That everything before that, really nice. Everything after that, poop. That was interesting to me because I'm sure in the video, I'm betting I was of the mind to play the newer ones because those are the ones I would have easy access to. You know, I have a Wii U. F in the chat. It almost came across like I was like, oh god, I don't know what to do now because I have the easiest access to the Nintendo-related ones. But all these comments are suggesting I shouldn't play those and I should play the older ones. But if I were to, hypothetically, play those games and or do content regarding them as sort of a follow-up to that video, because it has quite a large amount of views, I'd like to be able to follow up if I can, then all of these people are going to be like, why would you play the Wii U one? What are you, a loser? And I'm like,
you're a little loser, aren't you?
Yes I am. You know what I mean? It almost kind of makes me like, And I don't like engaging in these kind of conversations. I guess I'm sort of a wet paper bag because I don't want to, like, argue with people. I don't want to have, like, a Twitter-style discussion about things, which is ironic because I link my Twitter every single time I post, even though I do not post on Twitter. Although I admit, I think it would be easy for me to, like, make kind of, like, updates on Twitter. You know, like, if for some reason I can't post a video, I can just be like, hey, I'm tired and don't feel like posting. Here's the tweet, and I'll just post a picture of my cat, and everyone will be like, oh, lots of hearts because cat. Anyway, but, like, it's funny on the Fatal Frame one because, like, then there's somebody here, Machiavelli, good name. You should play them, man! All the rest of them are really, like, very opinionated piece, and then just, like, this one dude's just like, yeah, you should play them. That was a very small selection of the comments that I get. I'm sure you can see it if you look around yourself. But those were a lot of the comments that stuck out to me.
Read my comments for me, losers.
If your comment wasn't here, know that I see all of them.
And I do too.
Yeah, and he does too, okay?
You didn't read one of my comments!
So if you feel like a little bit upset that maybe your comment didn't get shouted out,
I am.
know that I see every single one of them. I read all of them.
Where's my shout out?
And so long as my channel is only 100 subscribers, and the comments are as they are, that will remain true. And I'm not going to promise that that is always going to be the case, but let us all revel in how this channel is, how it is right now. All the homies who watch me every single time, we can be a small community for now. But if this decides to change and I decide to get a bigger audience, then all I can say is thank you for that.
Where's my shout out?
And Drew comments on a lot of the videos too, which I don't understand because he's on my couch and makes fun of my videos anyway. So, eat it. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And if this is the first video that you've watched, I would encourage you to watch some of my other videos so you can actually get an understanding for why I'm able to make this video.
Why are you watching? Why is your first video 100 subscribers?
Yeah, why is that the case? I have a few questions.
Actually heard me.
Good. Anyway,
Okay.
thank you for watching. This is Noah.
This is Drew.
Shut up.
Oh,
That's my audience of 100 subscribers.
about to be 99.
See ya. How many times have you subbed on different accounts? I think you could do better than 99. That's what I thought.
Twice. I'm subscribed to you on the
Okay, so 98. Whatever.
Yeah.
You know how many alternate accounts I can sub to myself? I have 50 alternative accounts!
I feel like that's, as far as subscriber specials go, this is a good one.
Yeah.
Because it's entertaining to watch.